Brad Goodsell.
I'm John Mullane.
I'm Pat Dean.
And I'm Matt.
And we're in Flight Safety, and you're watching Amped Up TV. And Matt, you're an honorary member of the band because tonight we saw you on the side of the road. That's why it happened.
Amped up about that. That's what I know.
And we're amped up.
I'm JD.
And I'm Len.
And we're guest reporting for Amped Up TV. And we're here with in-flight safety in a dark, dirty Toronto alley.
Standing in piss right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can smell it. If you could be with us right now.
Piss trails.
Piss, how are you doing? Anyways, we're going to introduce in-flight safety.
My name is Pat Dean.
John Mullane.
My name's Brad Goodsell.
Question for in-flight safety, sir?
All right, first question. Where do you like playing better, Toronto or Halifax?
This is a national broadcast, so you're cool.
Well, I haven't played Halifax with them yet. I'm new to the band, so I'm going to say Toronto right now.
Ah, good.
I gotta say, I like them both equally.
That's a good, safe, fence-sitting answer.
I'm going to say Halifax just because it's my hometown.
See, that's a smart band, sort of an answer for everybody. That's a thinking man's band.
We had to throw the hard ball right off the bat, so.
So where did you guys form and how long have you been together?
It's tougher, but Pat's new to the band, but we formed in Sackville, New Brunswick, in a small town called Sackville. I said that, that's redundant.
Redundancy is big on television, man, no worries.
It's awesome. And yeah, we all met at university. Brad and I went to school together. Pat and me and Brad have played music together for years, and so it started in New Brunswick and we ended up in Halifax shortly thereafter.
And unless you've been living in a cave, their first record called The Coast is Clear was a huge Canadian indie recording and release. And you just released a few months ago your second full length, is that right?
Yeah, we released an album called We Are an Empire, My Dear.
And you've been touring that sort of yet, or are you sort of also working this summer on it?
Well, we've just sort of started touring on it. We haven't really done the big touring. It came out a few months ago, but we'll be touring a lot in the fall. We kind of owe a bunch of shows to the West Coast, and now we've got a few interesting plans to finally get the ball rolling for like a lot more tour dates. So we've just done a few up until now.
Can you elaborate on interesting plans, or are they still sort of secret?
Well, I don't know. They're not very interesting right now. We need some ideas. Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking to a few bands. Like we're gonna put a cool show together. Yeah.
I want to know, this is from a band perspective.
We should clarify.
Yeah, maybe we
We're
should
in
do
a
that
band
first.
called The Free Press, and we've been huge fans of these guys for 3 or 4 years now. So this is a real interesting opportunity for us to meet a band that, you know, is a contemporary and sort of something you aspire to be.
And now, like an entirely serious question, tell us your greatest van story.
Brad, do you want to take this? Think of anything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I know.
one do I tell? Well,
Yeah. This is the internet. We swore of loose Tariq when we did an interview with them.
well, there was this show we played at an elementary school, which isn't a normal thing for in-flight safety to do. And there was this big, I mean, it was just such a tight space that we thought that it would be a good idea to turn it around in the soccer field, just drive it around. But it was springtime, and you know, it had been raining a lot, and anyway, we didn't realize that it was basically like driving it right into a marsh. So we were stuck for, you know,
Better part of an afternoon.
Better part of an afternoon. Like teachers were out, you know, kids were screaming, you know, nobody knew what to do, and it was really like muddy and messy for everyone.
actually, what I'd like to know, being a Halifax band, how has the sort of the Halifax sort of scene changed? Because we've seen some clubs that you know are sort of like, you know, pardon the pun, like marquee clubs, you know, sort of go under and it's shifting, and you know, and you guys have been you know doing some really, you know, heavy national touring. Like, what have you seen sort of the scene changing, the rooms that you were in before and, you know, are gone the next time you come out, and like, what do you see as sort of a, you know, where our scene is going in terms of, you know, this sort of the club level and the, you know, the opportunities there are for bands out there?
Well, I mean, Halifax has changed a lot. There used to be a lot more venues when we started, when we came up. I guess, I mean, 2003 and 4 when I met you guys, and when Pat played in a band called Eyes for Telescopes, they'd come over and play, and it seemed like there was just more happening, like there was more of a, now bands come over and bands people don't watch them, but they watch the local bands, I find, but the out-of-town bands, like I've gone a few seen friends play from out of town, like in the Maritimes, who come to Halifax. It's really low attendance. So I think that's why venues are closing. Just very simple for that reason. There was more of a scene or something when we started out, and people were going to shows. Now venues are closing left, right, and center. There's a little scene, like little thing happening at Gus's Pub right now, and there's a sort of a folk venue called the Company House, and the Marquee has been renamed and repurposed. So it remains to be seen if it's going to last. I hope it does. CRS is great. It's actually, the CRS is one of our best venues now. It's changed totally, like to be more, I don't know, just better. Like the bars moved out of the way of the stage, and it's a great venue. So I would suggest bands to check it out. But yeah, it's changed a lot. It's slowed down. Like the scene isn't as cohesive as it was when we started.
We've noticed that you know, we've been trying to book a tour out east for the middle of the summer, and yeah, the difference that we noticed in the past year in terms of the rooms that were open, the availability, you know, it is forcing bands to sort of like rethink, stay local, you know, and from a money standpoint, but also it's like, you know, national exposure goes out. You know, what do you do? And it's
well, I mean, it's a different time. Don't forget, like, not only is the I don't know, economic things or whatever changing, but the way people digest music is different. So band on tour in 2002 is a lot different than band on tour in 2009. Like, people don't care, so they don't. I mean, there's so much great bands. Like,
it's tough. One thing you see is when you see bars like the Marquee go down and bigger bars, is like it doesn't trickle down. You don't see, if they can't go to Halifax and play, you don't see them not. They won't play Moncton, they don't play Fredericton, they don't play St. John, they don't play Charlottetown. So that was always a good anchor in the east too, right? So it's too bad in that regard. It's just some bands can't afford to go out east anymore and play.
I think people just rely on the internet a lot now. I mean, we all do it. Like, you know, you're on blogs checking out Grizzly Bear, and they never come to Halifax. But I think that takes up. There's a negative side to that, is that people don't go to shows as much.
Well, even YouTube is responsible. No offense. I mean, you can film shows and sort of, you don't need to go see the band because you see a whole show on.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes playing music, not so cool anymore. I mean, you got to have an angle. You got to have a grassroots following, marketing, ideas. I mean,
something remarkable.
It's changed night and day since we started. So, yeah.
If you guys could cite some musical influences, always keen to know what a great artist like yourself is influenced by.
We have weird influences, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Well, yeah, I'm new to the band, but I mean, I like, cool. I love anything from the '60s garage rock scene up to like, everything in the '90s and on. I'm just, good music in general. It's hard to cite one influence.
That's
but
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we listen to everything. You know, anything that sort of gets us dancing or inspired to write. I mean, I don't know, lately, I'm trying to think what we played in the van that sort of... What were we playing that night when we drove back in the van? We like Cut Copy and this Grizzly Bear stuff Phoenix, that Glenn likes, and Phoenix. Yeah, those are... I mean, it changes though, but we would have said something different.
Yeah. Well, there are just too many to name, you know, like everyone is just a fan of music in general, so we can't like, you know.
But is there a band that you guys, in your formative years, between like 10, 15, that sort of made you think, I want to get up and do that at some point in my life?
But it's not bands that I like anymore.
No, that's
like,
fine.
You know, like I used to listen to the Smashing Pumpkins and was obsessed with them.
Yeah, but then he went all weird, introspective, and fucking crazy, basically, right? I mean, that's cool. Billy Corgan went fucking crazy.
That stuff is a step to get you somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, I listen to some good bands too. Oh shit, Melissa Oftermar was at the club tonight.
That's cool. She's not watching, probably.
No, I don't think she's watching.
No. Well, maybe she is.
I know she came to see the English band, who are really good, Band of Skulls. And I saw her walk in, and I was like, Melissa Oftermar, oh my god. You guys know, she played in Hole and played in Pumpkins.
She wasn't an original member, though, was she? Didn't she? No, of Smashing Pumpkins. So it's not her fault that Billy Corgan went fucking crazy. That's.
But anyway, it was great. It was cool to see her. I'm just a big fan.
Oh, absolutely. She's written some very creative stuff herself.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourselves in 5 years from now?
You're new, Pat.
Yeah, I'm new. Hopefully touring the world and playing music, yeah.
Japan or something like that would be amazing.
Absolutely.
It's like I think all of our long-term childhood dreams would be to go like somewhere like Japan or
continental, right?
Or we've been to Europe once, but I mean go back and do more shows, and then I don't know, maybe go to Panama or something. Brad has some connects down there.
Panama.
I would love to actually go to Africa at some point, a tour to Africa, but that's just me. I found a really, really cool, crazy place where you can go in like Mali, and they have this concert in the middle of the desert. And you just show up, and there's these like crazy Arabian horse riders show up with Ibanez guitars in the back. But where did you enjoy going in Europe? What was sort of the best place you ended up in Europe?
Well, we only went to a couple places, mostly like the non-exotic places. We were in Ireland. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. I just burped. It happens with this.
Keith Richards burped there too, man. No worries.
So I'm professional.
Standing and piss, it's all right.
Standing and piss. We went to the Republic of Ireland, went to Northern Ireland, and we played a show in London. And I think we love Dublin the best in the Republic, you know. But you know, Northern Ireland's really cool too. It's sort of changing a lot, but yeah, the Republic is amazing. It's like
That's a big step though for a high-functioning indie band, which you guys are kind of are. Right? I mean, you're not on a major label, are you? So to do that, to make that trip overseas is a huge. You guys are doing something right, in my estimation.
yeah, apparently we're huge in Ireland. We find
That's great. Ireland does okay for music exports.
You know what? Whatever we do, for some reason, sort of goes well over there. They love sort of like melodic rock over there. It's really weird. I guess U2 or something, and like those Snow Patrol bands and stuff like and Ian Archer and
Razorlight is a big
Razorlight,
band,
but they're from England.
But that's the idea where they love that sort of melodic pop rock, you know. Yeah.
They love it over there. So I heard a story actually. Someone emailed me, a guy who we met, emailed me when we were back from Ireland. I don't know if you heard the story. And some guy was covering Surround or something on the street in Ireland, and like busking it. And I never heard about that even happening in Canada. So it just goes to show you something was clicking over there. So we'll definitely be going back.
Well, we've taken up a lot of your time, so one final question. Where can we find you guys on the internet, in the world, if we're looking for you?
I'll tell you.
How about you tell us together?
Yes.
Pat?
Remember, I'm the new guy.
MySpace. You can find us.
We've got a website. You know.
Have you heard of these things?
I don't know. It's on the internet. I don't know.
What's the website address?
It's inflightsafety.ca.
Cool, absolutely cool. Well, thanks so much for us, the Free Press, and for Amped Up TV. This has been In Flight Safety, and a fantastic Canadian band. If you haven't discovered them, please do. It's worth your while. Discover them, and discover Halifax. Discover. discover. Bye, guys.
Cheerio. That's cool.
And what do you want? My name and Amped Up
Just
TV?
your name. And then once you're done, everyone say your name, say the band
Okay.
name, and then you're watching.
Brad Goodson.
Well, just you hold the mic.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Yeah.
Hi, we're in.
Well, no, start him, but you just hold it.
Hi, we're in Flight Safety. I'm Brad Goodsell.
Nice work. I'm John Mullane from In-Flight Safety, and this is.
I'm Pat Dean with In-Flight Safety.
I'm Matt. These guys are.
your role, man.
I'm a fan of In-Flight Safety.
You're a man off the street.
I'm just a dude that really likes this band.
That's how we do here. You're watching Amped Up TV.
Okay. Now, say your band name.
That's a bad sign. They go, okay.
Yeah.
And
They go, great. Let's try another one.